Hey y'all, welcome to Kristi's Cropping and Creating. I know it has been quite a while since I have posted a video. My name is Kristi Boland. I live in South Carolina and I have been a Creative Memories advisor for 28 years now. So, uh, I was saying that I know it's been a while since I've posted a video. I've had all kinds of things pop up, and I just have not been able to get one complete. And I'm having some technical difficulties right now, so I'm really hoping that this is going to record okay. I've already started putting my page together because I knew it was just a lot of little pieces, and so I wanted to have most of it done so that you didn't have to sit and watch me adhere all of these pieces. But I will tell you that this is a really quick, I think, fun and easy page. My inspiration came from this picture. You see this square with the two quarter circles. It's a total of 4 colors, and I picked that up from actually, it was from a commercial, and so I wanted to try to recreate this, and I wanted to do a page that would complement. My original thought was that I would do it to complement some school colors, and then I ended up doing it, as you can see, with some colors that are going to coordinate beautifully with the Adventure Parks collection. So I'm in a completely different setup right now, and I'm trying to get my iPad to stay standing. So hopefully nothing is going to crash while I'm doing this class. But we're going to, you're going to be using two different sizes of squares, two different sizes of circles to create this layout. So once you create a square, by the way, it's a 4-inch square. And once you create it, thought I had one. Here it is. I knew I had one laying here to show you. Once you create the 4-inch square, you're going to want to put your point on the cut line at the top and the bottom. I'm not actually going to cut this one in half because I have enough of my big ones. I will be showing you how to do it with the small squares. So 4-inch square, cut it in half by putting one of the points on the cut line at the top and the bottom, cut it in half. Then I made circles with the number 1 circle. It is the smallest circle, and it is approximately a 4-inch circle. If you can read the embossed numbers on there, and I don't mean like on this video, but I mean like if you're holding your custom cutting system pattern, you can see that that is intended to be a 4-inch circle. So I made my circles, and I also cut those in half. It is a little more difficult to measure, to cut a circle in half, because when you put it on the 2 over here, there's not a 2 over here on the right. And then also, even though that says it's 4-inch, it is slightly smaller. So I kind of I sort of folded mine in half. I didn't crease it completely, but when I say I folded it in half, let me show you with this small circle. I kind of did like that just to make sure I was going to get pretty close. And then I laid that line on my cut line to cut it in half. And after you cut it in half, and I will show you again with the small circle the correct way, I stacked those two pieces, put the flat up against my line here, and then I cut that in half again so that I had four quarters. Okay, so that's how you do your big squares and your big pieces. One of the things that caught my eye about this design, and it was honestly, the commercial shows like a quilt, is when you put the two colors together and then you add your bordered circles in the opposite corners or corners opposite each other. I really like how this design right here, it makes this blue look like somewhat triangular, but somewhat, it's like something has taken a bite out of it, I guess you could say. And then I like the way the complementing side, the opposite side also complements that with that straight long, but then like a big dip has been taken out of it. So I just really, really liked that. Liked the way it looked. So I'm going to be putting my big squares with the quarter circles in each corner of the page. This is the only one I don't have adhered yet. And I chose 4 colors because of, let me pull out my sample of Adventure Parks collection. These colors are going to look great with some of the designer papers from the Adventure Parks collection. Of course, it will also work with Sparks of Magic and Imagine That if you have that collection from a few years ago. There's several collections these papers, these colors will go with, and so that was my goal, was to do that. And so when I started placing my pieces, like I put the cranberry, if I put the cranberry here, then I put the cranberry, let's see, how did I do it? I did opposites. Now I'm looking at my pattern trying to figure out how I did opposites. Okay, so if the cranberry was here, then the cranberry was the base over here. And then the blue was the base here, so the blue's the base here, or something like that. I've already forgotten exactly how I decided to go, but basically with the big squares, I was definitely trying to make all 4 of them different in the components that I used. And then I was trying to avoid with the big ones not putting the same colors exactly beside each other or on top of each other, obviously, because you do need the contrast. So the little squares, I used the square punch and the circle punch. This square is 1.75 inches. The circle has a 1.75 inch diameter. And same thing, you're gonna half your square. And I do have one left to half, which is why some of these pieces aren't completely done right now. They're not done ahead of time. So I'm going to put my square with the point at the top and the point at the bottom. I will tell you, when you're doing a small piece like this, you might want to start on your paper and go both directions, because you don't have a lot of paper to hold still on either side, and you don't want to go off kilter and like mess it up. So that one is going to end up going up there. And I'm going to explain something to y'all in just a minute too about what I have left. This one's going to go at the bottom. That one will go at the top. All right, and let me show you how I did my circle. I think I'm missing a quarter circle, but hopefully I can find it in a minute. So this circle punch circle, the 1.75, I did find it a little bit easier to figure out how to cut it in half. You don't have a flat space up here, and if you cram it way up in there, then you're not going to get it cut completely, because that would be off of the path of the cut. But it looks like if you put it at, that would be 7/8. If you put it at the 7/8 on either side of your one, it's going to be almost in half. But then I also saw that when I close my blade housing, there's a little bit more sticking out on the left than there is on the right. So I just kind of eyeballed it. I pushed it with my fingernail a little bit to the right, And then I still started on my paper. I cut it in half. And I will say that I got it pretty close. Like some of them might not have been 100% perfect, but they were pretty close. Then I'm going to take this flat end right here. I'm going to put it up in where it will bump up against the flat so that I know that I'm getting it cut straight. And once again, I'm going to put it about at the 7/8. Once I close my blade housing, I'm going to see that about the same amount is coming out on either side. Start on my paper, cut down, and then there I have my pieces that I need, my quarter circles. So you're only going to need 1 4-inch square of each color for the big ones. So this one, you're only going to need 1 of each. But for the small, because of the design that I'm creating, you're going to need 2 squares of each color. You will still only need 1 circle of each color, but that's because the circle turns into 4 pieces, whereas the squares, you're only going to have 2 pieces left over. And I may end up not 100% finishing this design because, like I said, I think I have lost a quarter circle. All right, so let me adhere these pieces. I did feel like it's going to be easier if I adhere my quarter circles to my triangle pieces first. So I did that. That tape runner wasn't running. That's why I had to do it so many times. And then it's pretty easy to get your triangle in the corner of your page just by using the straight edge of your base page. Obviously, I'm using the plain white cardstock right now as my base, but would this not just be super, super fun if I were using one of the designer papers from one of those collections that I mentioned earlier, or for that matter, I could even be using another color altogether, solid paper. Of course, you can always put it directly on a scrapbook page as well. And I told y'all this was easy, and then I'm kind of jumbling around, messing that up. So when I was alternating my little squares with the quarter circles, I found that I was still running into putting the navy. Actually, this isn't navy. The blue next to the blue, but I don't know. I guess because you have an uneven number, or maybe it's an even number, that's why some of the same colors end up being next to each other, like the baby blue next to the baby blue, and then the blue next to the blue, and the cranberry next to the cranberry. So you just I guess you're just going to kind of have to be okay with that. I'm okay with it, and I think that the design still is turning out okay. And I think this is going to be fun because I'm going to look at that. There was my extra piece. Huh, I had already adhered it, so I just stuck that to the wrong thing. That's okay though. We got it. We got it going on because now I've got my blue that I will adhere to the cranberry. I'm glad I found that because I did not want to have an unfinished design when this is all said and done. There are some really, really, really great organizational products coming out on Monday. Monday, let's see, that would be the 19, 20. I don't know what day it is. I think it will be the 19th, not the 20th. I think the 20th is Tuesday. So be sure to check out my website, which is creativememories.com/user/KRISTIBOLIN. And the things will be available at 1 o'clock Eastern on Monday. There is a new border maker system, rainbow dot. Let's see, do I have something rainbow dot close enough by? Let me grab it really quick so I can show you the what the rainbow dot is. This is one of the small pods, but the rainbow dot fabric in order to hold your border maker system and cartridges. So that's coming out. There is some sort of pen holder coming out. I don't know the name of it. I haven't finished reading my email. Let me see, do I have anything else not adhered? I think all of that is down. Let's see if all of this is down. All of that's down. Yay! So now I was envisioning this space to do a title. And then I've got, oh, look at this geometric. I didn't even anticipate the way it's going to look so geometric in through here. But I'm sure I can get anywhere from 3 pictures, larger 4x6 or 3.5 by 5.5 pictures per page. And of course, even more if I do some squares. Don't think I have enough cardstock close by such that I could put a lot of squares down, but I know these aren't the right, this is not the right shade of yellow, but if you had some square photos, that could be really neat too. And a thinner, like let's see, that would be 3.5 by 5.5, I'm sure would fit great in through there. So lots of options for your photos and just a fun layout that was created because of seeing that quilt design on that commercial. I could probably even make more of the smaller squares to finish closing in this space if I really wanted it to have if I really wanted it to look like that all the way around. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I have a huge goal to grow my subscription base, and of course it is free to subscribe to Kristi's Kropping and Creating. I do thank you for watching, and I hope that you all have a great weekend, and hopefully I will be consistent once again in getting some weekly videos posted. I used to say that I'll post them every Thursday, but since that got kind of sketchy towards the end of 2023 of what day I posted, I'm just not even going to say a specific day right now, and I'm going to figure it out, and I will be posting at least once a week consistently here again. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend.